Okay, so it was pointed out to me that at the very beginning of the game, I forgot to speak to these two in the Golden Deer classroom. Fortunately, I have another save file where I can show that.
So you're the skilled mercenary who saved Claude, are you?
Oh, you are? It's such an honor to meet you. Ignatz Victor. My parents are Alliance merchants.
And I am Lysithea von Ordelia. Please do not forget it.
What do you think?
And that's all. Okay, back to my main file. Okay, welcome back to the Fire Emblem Three Houses blind run. Like I said at the end of the last part, it's time to go to that little area near the cathedral. We're just gonna have to wait for the outside to load, though. I guess I'll just call these the loading doors from now on. And I think heading over here will display a support. Yeah, here you go, Dedue. Now, the second one of these Byleth-initiated supports that's teleported us directly to the greenhouse, but it makes sense for Dedue to be here.
Did you want something? I see. If you have the time, then please assist me. I am to water the flowers in the greenhouse. Thank you. Only do not water the ones in that corner.
They do not like it. It will kill them.
They are from Dusker. They require a dry environment. The roots will rot otherwise.
Somehow I had a feeling that Dusker was a sort of a desert area.
Yes, they are. I owe you a debt of gratitude. In both the extracurricular activities here at the Academy and on the battlefield, your presence has been instrumental in the defense of His Highness. You have my sincerest thanks. To me, it is not nothing. Was there something else you wanted? Then please, excuse me.
Yeah, especially when you're a silent protagonist, yeah. Silent protagonist and the quiet one, to quote TV tropes, having a support conversation. Rarely ends well. Yeah, there have been some people who've said that they find Dedue a little bit boring, like as far as the Blue Lions characters go. I feel like he might end up becoming a little bit more prominent if the story ever ends up... Oh, hey, Byleth and Ash can support too. If the story ends up, like, actually going to Dusker and we find out a little bit more about the tragedy and maybe we find out a bit more... I'm hoping we find out more about why he's so loyal to Dimitri, basically. Because I'm sure there's a significant reason for that. Especially since his country... succeeded in killing Dimitri's father.
That shopping trip took longer than expected, didn't it, Mercy?
It truly did. You bought just about everything in the place.
Oh, okay, I was thinking about the shopping trip in Fire Emblem 7, where it got derailed by Bartray having to have a duel with Carla, but only on Hector mode for some reason.
You're so good at deciding the best thing to buy. I sort of wanted it all. I mean, not that I was excessive. I think you bought just about as much as I did.
Oh, really? The number of bags you're carrying says otherwise.
Either those are invisible bags, or you're saying that the number 0 suggests something about how much you bought.
What? That's... Oh, fine. You got me.
Oh, fine, you got me. These are invisible bags. They're very eco-friendly.
I was just having too much fun. I love shopping with you, Mercy.
It was fun. It's nice going into town without having to run errands for once.
It's also nice going into town without people trying to kill you.
Isn't it? And I'm pretty confident the Professor will forgive our little detour.
Little do they know, the Professor is psychically watching them right now. Creepy, isn't it?
This actually reminds me of going to school in Ferdiad.
Me too. It almost feels like that time in our lives was a story from long ago.
So much has changed since then. Oh, but there's at least one thing that hasn't changed.
You still explode frying pans?
Me and you, right? We're the same old friends we always were.
That's just what I was about to say.
I've known you so long I can always guess.
Mercy, we'll stay friends like this forever, won't we?
Now, normally this is the time where I'd chime in and say, you're tempting fate, but, well, seeing as you're in the same house, I doubt you'll end up as enemies on the battlefield.
Is something wrong? You sound worried.
Since our time in the capital, so much has happened. We've had to make new lives for ourselves, and we've seen at least as many hard times as good. If things keep changing like this, I wonder if we'll be able to stay the same people we are now.
That's just one thing. No one stays the same person forever, if Persona Q's taught me anything.
I wonder that too. I don't think everything in the future will be perfect.
Yeah, the trailers make that pretty obvious.
But it's us. So I'm sure...
We'll figure it out together, right?
How did you know what I was going to say?
Oh, Mercy. I can always guess what you're gonna say.
Oh, it's getting late. We better hurry back before the professor gets angry.
Too late.
You're right. Run, Mercy!
What? Wait for me, Annie. You know I'm not as fast as you.
Run!
Now that was a nice support conversation. I'm surprised it took them that long to get to a C support though, seeing as they're established as already being friends. So one thing that I'm wondering about these supports, do they change significantly if you do them after the time skip, or do you just not have the opportunity to do C, B, and A after the time skip anymore? Like, maybe... I'm kind of wondering about that. Because obviously that support, which directly mentions the Academy and them having to run back there and the Professor getting angry at them, would probably... I know that you're still at the Academy in the time skip, but anyway, oh, right, yeah. Seems like we can't initiate support conversations on our own. We have to wait for the student to approach us. I mean, I suppose, you know, the teacher fraternizing with the students on their own time would probably be seen as unprofessional, so that kind of makes sense. But anyway, I guess that's everything? Yeah, I think that's everything we can do. Let's end today's free time and proceed to the next day. And it's instruction time. Okay, it's been a little bit since I last recorded, so what were everyone's levels at? Oh, well, I guess I'll just go into instruct right away. So, on my Black Eagles file, I just checked the class list and realized that Lord is an option for, well, the Lords, but it requires sword experience, so I may as well increase Dimitri in swords just to get him into that class. Although I think Lord also requires authority, which, maybe him having this high authority makes him qualified for it automatically. Because you only need one out of axes, brawling, or bows in order to qualify for fighter, so maybe I don't need to level up swords. Might as well try just in case. I was about to say, I haven't got any perfects yet.
Your coaching.
All due to your coaching.
It all makes sense now.
Rally magic from Ingrid? Not sure how useful that'll be. Okay, that's all I can do there. Okay, these are the focuses I've got for everyone right now. So let's begin.
I have a question.
Okay, I actually got one of these right on my Black Eagles file, but I don't think I've got any of these right on Blue Lion so far. Magic... No, it is. It is, because you've got a hidden talent in magic, you're lying.
I see.
Yeah, I had a feeling he'd like that choice. Oh, and a lot of professor level experience too. Oh, okay, so pure, you want to go pure faith. Why not? And I'm guessing, I thought so.
Oh, shopping took longer than I thought. It's a good thing I had your help, Professor. Looks like we've got everything we came for. Time to head back to the monastery.
You know, I'm kind of surprised that you didn't see something and then just go, Lord Leonardo like this, and start bawling your eyes out.
tell you the truth, I wasn't sure if the money that night gave us would be enough. We managed to scrape by, though. I'm glad those shopkeepers were willing to strike a few bargains.
Ah, good at haggling, are you?
It's one of the few things I'm really good at. I've got a lot of experience living in the city.
What about shooting people with arrows? You're good at that too.
Money was tight for me, too. At least until Lenato adopted me into his family.
Oh, yes, about that.
Come to think of it, you were originally a mercenary, weren't you? I'm sure you've traveled all over Fodlan.
Yeah, I wonder if this can happen before you kill Leonardo. Or if it's only after. Because his sudden change in tone doesn't really fit it happening after, so maybe it can happen beforehand.
That must have been a pretty different life from regular folks like me. It sounds a lot more exciting, though. Traveling the world from conflict to conflict.
Yeah, I just wish we got to see more of it, or find out more of it.
But a mercenary's whole job is fighting, isn't it? Must be a pretty tough way to live. I believe you. I can imagine. Oh! I had no idea they sold this book around here. I haven't seen this one for ages.
Anna is infiltrating the support conversation, be afraid.
Lug and the Maiden of Wind. It's a well-known tale of chivalry in Fargus.
I'm so sorry, but ever since I've watched Critical Role's Campaign 2, I just think of anything like that as the title of a smut book.
Lug is the King of Lions. This book is full of his exciting adventures.
If you know what I'm so sorry.
I've loved this since I was a kid. It was what got me learning to read.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely not the kind of book that, that Critical Role Campaign 2 is obsessed with, Ben.
Give me that book!
Hey, creep. Don't touch the merch. What the? Somebody catch that thief. Cut him in half like my prices.
Please, calm down, ma'am.
You calm down, kid. If he gets away with that valuable merch, it'll be a huge loss for me.
Here, allow me to compensate you.
Huh? Are you serious, kid? I mean, no objections over here. But that sounds crazy.
Don't you worry. That thief will be paying me back just as soon as I catch him. Head on back to the monastery, Professor. I'll take care of everything here.
Oh, there's a trebuchet in the background, that's kind of cool. Also, more related to this topic at hand, now that you have close counter, yeah, I'm confident with you fighting that bandit alone. And Anna just stands there. Am I gonna get anyone else interrupting me for a support conversation? No, but it's a regional holiday. St. Sethlene Day. Obviously, Flame would like this. Have we got to St. Keyhole's Day yet?
Not sure I should sing with everyone. I'm not great at harmonizing.
Am I doing all right? I hope I'm not too off.
Okay, repeat after me. Fire. I'm sorry. Okay, nothing close to a level up in Faith for Violet yet. Oh, it's Flame's birthday. Oh, we have the option to do a tea party now for people's birthdays. Let's do that. And I think it's probably free in terms of activity points too.
I am honored that you invited me. I am ever so grateful. Have some, Professor. Right.
Okay, good.
Huh?
I almost feel like she might like that, but gonna go with my original gut feeling. Hey, nice. One more, and then we get face looking. As weird as that is. No, probably not. Good.
Lively places are my favorite. I like the monastery because there are always so many people bustling about.
Laugh. Aw. Great tea time! Okay, so I'm pretty sure the first option would have been right there.
That tea was very delicious.
Please take care, Professor.
Maybe it was a good thing that Byleth didn't get to look at her face, because I'm pretty sure we were just a few seconds away from Sedith running in and, oh, Flame got a charm increase too, nice. From Sedith running in and interrupting the whole thing and violently shaking down Byleth and saying, "What are you doing? Get out of here!"
Let's get this over with.
How dare you have tea with my sister?
Done.
Right now, I'm guessing Sedith is in the process of quashing any rumors that are going around the school as of now. Oh, so close to level ups on Dedue there. Okay.
I'm starting to get it.
You can heal now, nice. And that was you were the only person who ranked up something. Okay, so nothing at the monastery today. So obviously today is more meant for either a battle or for a seminar. Which should I do? Okay. Oh, I have some new supports. Felix and Ash and Felix and Ingrid. Okay. Guess this is going to be a support-heavy episode.
I must have left it in the library. Oh, is that Felix? Hey, Felix. This is a surprise. I didn't think you had much interest in books. I'm already finished with that one. You can borrow it if you'd like.
No need. I was just curious who it belonged to.
If I give it to its rightful owner, I will get up support points with them.
Why not read a few pages at least while you've got it open? I think you'd really like it.
Please tell me this isn't like the adventures of King Lugh, adventures in giant air quotes.
The plot is pretty different from a typical Knight's Tale, but it's still really good. Do you like stories about adventure and chivalry?
No, I despise them.
Yeah, well, have you tried reading any? You might find them really interesting. I know I do.
What do you find so interesting?
Well, for one thing, the knights in these stories are always gallant and brave. And they always value things like friendship, loyalty, and justice. That's the kind of knight I want to be.
Well, you kind of got a taste of the harsh realities of things when that last chapter happened.
Ridiculous. Friendship, loyalty, justice. Only fools allow their lives to be ruled by such nonsense.
I'm sorry, Felix is trying so hard to be an edgelord. Is like, friendship. I hate friendship. I'm allergic to friendship, loyalty, because I'm edgy.
Fools who get themselves killed for nothing. Only to be celebrated as heroes in books like this.
Granted, I probably shouldn't be mocking him for that, because I think I know why he's like this. Because Ingrid's fiance was his brother, and Ingrid's fiance is dead. By extension, he lost his brother, and apparently that guy was a pretty noble knight, so yeah.
Writers of these stories are worse than tyrants. They seize control of people's thoughts.
That's a little much. I was only interested in...
I don't care. Such blind enthusiasm is dangerous. Be more moderate in your passions.
Oh, and like you aren't blindly enthusiastic about challenging people to duels.
You know something, Felix? You are exactly like the knight in this story.
Yeah, if he said, "I really hate you," then it'd just be support over. I know they can get to at least a B.
Excuse me?
On the surface, he's sarcastic and intimidating, but underneath, he's kind and cares for his friends. In the end, they become heroes together and conquer all obstacles.
Hang on, are you reading, like, the novelization of Path of Radiance?
Disgusting. Stop looking at me like that.
Because, like, sarcastic on the outside and then cares for his friends deep down is pretty much Ike.
Oh, see, right there. That's just what I mean. You sound exactly like him. I'm going to lend you this book, really, I insist. Just give it a read, all right? Trust me, and you can tell me what you think when you're done.
Why is this happening?
Next support, I'm guessing Felix is going to come back a complete fanboy of that novel series. This is the one that I'm really interested in, though.
Felix, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. Time for our tactics lecture. You'll be there, won't you?
Those things are such a waste of time.
Plus, they often teach us about friendship. How I hate that that word and concept and everything.
Nonsense. You're going to be there.
Must I?
Why is this such a chore? You went last time.
That's because Yuritsa was giving the lecture, and he talks about how friendship sucks. I like those lectures.
Though you did all you could to disrupt things, as I recall. Brazenly rambling on about clear-cutting a nearby forest to secure a marching route, and attacking an enemy base, stealing their horses. You were incredibly disruptive, and even rude.
I was offering my honest opinion.
Then, you left before we were finished. What do you suppose happened after that?
I have no idea.
Well, the conversation got quite lively. We all began breaking down the viability of your somewhat maniacal plan. And apparently, similar tactics have been used to turn the tides of historic battles.
That may be an exaggeration. Successful armies must be able to handle unexpected situations. That starts with weapon mastery and creative tactics.
I can see why he's interested in creative tactics. He does have a pretty creative set of weapon specialties. Swords and I mean, admittedly, that's kind of Robin, but still.
If you didn't have so much battlefield experience, you wouldn't be capable of such unique strategies. Which is why we need people like you. People who think creatively to lead the army.
So let's kick out Dimitri and make you the new main character, if this rude.
Now you're just massaging my ego.
When have you ever minded? We need you there. Just come on.
Supports being fully voiced must have been insane for all the voice actors in this game. But that was not quite the insight into Ingrid and Felix's backstory that I expected. So, yeah. I don't know if their later supports will go into that or not. Still only at a D+ professor level. I would like to raise that, and the only way to raise that seems to be going out and exploring, but doesn't seem like there's much to do on this day. I'd probably want to either battle or seminar today, and let's see what battles we have available. We have a suggested level 9 battle in the battle in the Empire. Battle in the Empire. Actually, maybe let's wait. No, how motivated are people if I choose seminar? Because I know a lot of people were not motivated very much. Okay, Shamir's doing lessons now, and Catherine. Battling in the dark, huh? I haven't actually had Byleth lead a seminar before, I just realized. Maybe I should try that. No, I think I'll try that. Look at all those empty desks. Okay, we did get a few more level ups. Wrath Strike.
It seems I've improved.
Authority increase. The main reason why I did that is to let you use better battalions, though. Not that you need anything but the movement increasing battalion. I really want you to get to a C in authority. Oh, motivation increase is nice. And so we're at teaching again. Okay, now, I do have a few motivated people, I guess, from the support conversations. So, how about let's train Mr. Friendship Sucks for a little bit. Okay, that's 2 stars on his special talent. Ashe is doing pretty well. Weight -3, that's probably going to be useful for him in the future.
It's in my grasp.
Okay, so here's what I have for everyone's goals. Now let's begin. Oh, okay. Lance and riding. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Felix, okay.
I thought I heard someone. Are you here to train? Care to train with me? Waving the sword around alone is boring, and I'm tired of crossing swords with worthless opponents. But you seem like a worthy adversary.
Plus, if we fight, you'll
I
get
don't know
more
for
experience.
certain, but you seem skilled.
Because I guess fighting Byleth technically counts as being adjacent to him.
I've always been interested in your technique. You learned from the former captain of the Knights of Seros, and traveled Fodlan fighting as a mercenary.
Yeah, again, we don't really get to see much of that backstory.
Good sparring partners like you don't grow on trees.
that always just gives me weird images of, you know, a tree that grows actual people.
But know that I will beat you, and I will surpass your strength.
Oh, really? I'd like to see you try.
Why? I never really thought about that.
So you like Charon, then?
I learned to thrust a sword before I learned to write my name. Of course, my upbringing wasn't unique. That's how it is for all children in my country.
Okay.
You're no use if you can't swing a sword, however mighty your crest may be.
And yeah, you do have a crest, so obviously you had high expectations on you from a young age.
It was the perfect environment for me. I could live free of stodgy values and virtues. Grow strong so you may live, and live to grow stronger. That's what I was taught. Why should I? Nothing's as important as the pursuit of strength.
You know, there was someone else who thought that, and their name was Ashe, and let's just say things didn't go well for them.
But that's enough idle chatter. Take out your sword. My mind is emptied of all but the thrill of the challenge.
Okay, anyone else want to approach for a support conversation? No.
By the way, sometimes you find edible plants among the weeds.
Please do not eat the weeds.
I am just saying.
Alright, I guess some characters do have unique conversations for this.
Professor, I am here to report the result. We successfully finished everything.
I ate some of the weeds and I'm feeling very strange right now.
I am sorry to put you through the trouble.
Oh, perfect, nice. Okay, yeah, we're getting a lot more level ups here. Oh, so close to a magic level up. Monster Piercer. Well, we haven't fought any monsters yet outside of, oh yeah, that happened on another route. Yeah, so that was, I believe it was, Ferdinand's sea support with Byleth. He actually does fight a couple of beasts, but we haven't actually seen any of them in the story yet.
It seems I've improved.
Punching, level 2. Grounder, that's probably good against, flyers.
There's so much left to learn.
It's all becoming clearer.
Okay, some effective skills.
I'm getting the hang of this.
And that's all. So, today we either go out or we have a battle. Is there a new battle available? Battle in the Empire. So, what's the suggested level for Assault at the Rite of suggested level 7? I think we're probably... Oh, that's spoiling that we're going to be fighting in the Mausoleum this chapter. I wonder if you could actually see that at the very beginning of the chapter and completely spoil the outcome of that intel gathering mission. So, anyway, suggested level 7. I think we're about right for that, honestly. But I could also do a battle in the Empire. Okay, oh, Dimitri and Dedue finally have a support. Might as well do that.
Your Highness, the hour is late. May I ask where it is you're going?
I'm off to the library for a bit of research before I train. After that, a bath and bed.
Very well. I shall accompany you.
That could be interpreted weirdly.
No. There's no need for that. I am a grown man, after all.
And he's only 18.
You sustained
I keep forgetting
an injury
that.
during yesterday's training. My presence may be of use to you.
It was a mere bruise that will heal in no time. No need to fret over me, Dedue.
Are you dissatisfied with me, Your Highness? Please do not hesitate to correct me.
And there it is again.
Yes? What is it?
Well, you often choose to address me as Your Highness. When we first met, you used to call me by my name.
That was because I was unfamiliar with Fodlan's speech. Thinking back, Such rude manners were inexcusable.
To be honest, I much preferred it. I feel more comfortable being addressed by my name, rather than with the honorifics that go along with being a prince.
But
I did not teach you to read and write so that you know how to address me properly. And I brought you to the academy as my friend, not a vassal.
But Your Highness, a vassal is precisely what I am.
So much has happened since we met, yet we cannot seem to bridge this gap. So be it. I give you leave to return to your quarters. Take an early night and reflect on what I've said. Please.
I couldn't possibly. I said I would accompany you, did I not?
True, but I would much prefer that we take steps to ease this mindset of yours.
That was, well, half what I expected and half still pretty decent. So that reminds me a lot of Walt and Roy support in FE6, which, in my opinion, from what I've seen of it, is one of the only decent supports in that entire game. My levels are a little low on a lot of people. I might as well take this fight, actually. So, I'm gonna go ahead and take that fight, and I might actually do it mostly off camera, because this part's already gone on for quite a while as it is. Whose birthday is that coming up? Claude. Okay. Interesting. So, depending on if, like, anything I might as well just kind of show the map, but then I'll probably cut away unless, you know, anything particularly insane happens. Oh, it's the exact same map we had before. Okay, I've actually done this one before then. Yeah, looks pretty similar. So, yeah, I kind of doubt I'll be showing much of this. I should probably have recruited someone for mission assistance before doing this, because I actually had an idea of who I'd get for mission assistance for this chapter, but, yeah, I may have forgotten to recruit them. That might actually screw me over in terms of getting some support points with, because I want to try and recruit at least one Black Eagles and at least one Golden Deer character, and you all know who I'm going for in the Golden Deer.
Not good enough.
Stand down. Over already. I'm getting stronger. I can feel it.
That's a weird level up. Oh, okay, so close counter only, you know, it does what it says. It lets you counter from one range with bows. It doesn't let you attack from 1 to 2 range on the player phase with bows. I think that's how it worked in Heroes, but yeah, the reason why I'm a little unfamiliar is that, yeah, I don't use skill inheritance in Heroes. I mean, anyone who's been around my channel probably knows that already, but yeah, guess I should point that out.
I'll stick with it.
Feeling stronger.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Okay, that was amazing.
I must keep aiming higher.
Okay, that's better.
Such power dwells within?
Yes, +1 charisma. That means, makes it easier to recruit Hilda. Good. And that's the max level for Geralt's mercenaries, apparently.
Have I improved some?
Actually getting some pretty good level ups over the course of this.
I suppose I've improved.
I feel more powerful.
You have my support.
Our strategy is solid.
Okay, so that's my first Gambit boost. I have already used that on the Black Eagles routes on a separate file.
Seems I prevailed. Have I improved some?
I'm trying to level up Ingrid a bit because I kind of want her to be my first mounted character, so Yeah, though I get the feeling Dimitri is going to end up being that anyway.
I can feel the difference. Is this a joke?
And with that, I think everyone is level... Most people are around level 7, except for Sylvain. And I think when we next save, we will get into the cutscenes leading up to this chapter's battle. Well, it's gonna be time for the actual battle of this chapter soon, and that's probably what this part will end up entailing. I'm only recording this because it's likely... Oh, there is a birthday first. And it's Claude. Why not? Well, let's have tea with Claude. Let's have tea with the enemy. I should probably get some more tea leaves. I think you can grow these in the greenhouse. Maybe I should save these for people who I can actually recruit. But anyway...
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I make you wait? I ran as fast as I could.
Knowing Claude, he's probably poisoned the tea.
Thanks.
Please don't poison it.
Tastes great. Right.
Okay, None of these seem particularly jokey. I feel like Claude would like that. How about...
Wow.
Okay.
Oh?
Likeable allies? Okay. Ambitions, maybe?
Wow.
Okay. But you still need to get one more right before you get the perfect tea time.
You're such a mystery.
Yeah, well, try looking in a mirror. Chat, maybe? Yeah, I thought that'd be wrong.
I'm afraid I've stayed too long. Thanks for the tea. Let's plan to do this again sometime.
We probably won't, because I get the feeling that Claude has now thought of a new scheme to win, class mock battles. Poisoned by this tea. Okay, so today is the day of the battle. We have no choice but the mission. Before that, though, are there any new... Whoa, holy crap, we have a lot of new certifications we can do. But I don't think I'll do them on anyone except for... Let's see. I would probably rather promote Mercedes than Sylvain. And, wow. She has a 100% pass rate for fighter, which I could do if I was feeling crazy. But, no, let's not do that. Let's instead, make her what she's probably supposed to be. Because I don't think she can use magic as a fighter. Okay, monk exam questions. So, do people often mistake you for the opposite gender?
I'm so glad I passed.
Yeah, see, Dimitri has one more option in intermediate, and one of them is Lord. Oh, that was kind of cool, I guess. It's just basically the Edelgard one, just painted blue. And he does need both a Scene Authority and a D+ or higher in Swords, so yeah, maybe he should actually work on his sword skills. How close is he to getting to the next level of swords? Oh, he's still quite a way off. I was kind of planning on making him a Cavalier anyway, honestly. I mean, Lord's cool and all, but yeah. Having a Lord who is not a Lord would be kind of nice. Okay, we do have a few new supports. Dedue and Ingrid and Ashe and... Ingrid's a social butterfly this episode, I guess.
Hi there, Ashe. Here to do some reading as well, I take it? Ashe?
Huh, Ingrid, you gave me a start. How long have you been standing there?
Not too long. Apologies for startling you. Must be a great book for you to be so deeply engrossed in it. What has you so captivated?
Oh, it's quite an old book. One of the really old legends of Fargus.
Aha! It must be the Sword of Kaifon then, yes?
Sounds like an obscure Zelda spin-off.
Oh, so you know it.
Oh yes, I know it quite well. I read it often as a child. In fact, I read it so much that my personal copy fell apart. I brought it everywhere with me. I adore that book.
The closest thing I have that sounds similar to that I can think of is the official Pokemon handbook, and I mostly read it because a lot of it was hilariously wrong.
The Tale of the Warrior Kaifon, whose devotion and loyalty enabled his best friend Luke to become king. He went to great lengths to see things through.
Okay.
Exactly. I love the image of him charging forward into the fray, ready to take on any obstacle in the name of his king.
Indeed, he was the very picture of the perfect knight. In my opinion, the best chapter is right around the middle of the book.
Ah, the part about the war of the eagle and lion? That's my favorite part.
I was gonna say, oh, the part where one of the characters dies?
In a flash, Kaifon's sword flew from its scabbard. The knight parried the assassin's blade mere inches from the spine of his king.
Kaifon's blade hummed like the wind, slashing the enemy's throat. In mere moments, their forces lay vanquished, decimated by his mighty blows. I can recite the entirety of it if you like. I never grow weary of that tale, the pinnacle of knighthood, with all its struggles and glory.
I know just what you mean. I never get tired of it. Some people laugh at me for reading these old tales, but I'll never outgrow them. I'm glad to find someone who shares my enthusiasm.
I'm glad of it as well.
Just don't tell Felix about this.
Tell me, what other books do you enjoy, Ash?
Well, the first one I ever read was Lug and the Maiden of Wind.
You have fantastic taste. That story is another favorite. The final chapter makes me tear up every time.
I know. When I first read it, I just couldn't get that ending out of my head.
It seems we have much in common. I look forward to chatting again sometime.
I'd love to. Yes, let's.
Me, upon seeing this, is it too late to change my planned pairing from her and Dimitri to her and Ash? Because I think I'm gonna change.
Are you injured?
No.
Good.
Riveting dialogue.
I'd have cut my way through, alone, without your assistance.
Okay, well this is certainly a different tone.
My apologies.
Your apologies are empty. I spoke out of turn. I'm sorry, Dedue. His Highness has put his faith in you. You're a valuable comrade, no matter my feelings. The people of Dusker...
Oh, right, I was wondering if these two could support. Yeah. I'm really hoping that this ends up... I don't know, like, I hope that... how do I say this? Yeah, I hope that this ends up breaking through her discrimination a bit. I kind of hope we'll see another possible Matthew and Jafar support here.
Save your breath. There were countless people like you in the capital. People who spat, threw things, insults and stones alike, whenever they pleased. Their anger was natural. I do not begrudge them.
I see.
You owe me no apology, and I will keep my distance on all other occasions. But on the field of battle, allow me to aid you. If you were to fall, His Highness would grieve.
That is kind of like exactly what I think it's Claude says when you recruit him back in New Mystery of the Emblem. But I remember when I was first just looking through that and I was just doing some really rushed early translations of mine that were probably all terrible. I remember translating that is, if you were to die, Lady Sheeta would cry. Yeah, that sounds pretty stupid, but I don't know, I just find it funny looking back.
I see. Then I will accept your help.
Understood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so far Dedue has not had a lot of great supports, but his support with Annette was not bad, and his one with Ashe was pretty good. You know what's the thing about this game? I'm actually really loving doing supports. Like, I'm getting really addicted. Like, I want to see everything. I want to see all of these people support each other, and that's not a feeling that I normally have in Fire Emblem games. In most of them, I just only focus on just a couple of supports that I really like, but wow, I just want to see everyone support each other because I'm just getting so engaged in all of them. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess it's actually being spelled out to me here. Double might. Good to know. At least for combat arts, and that means it's probably the same for weapons. Yeah, now I think about it, all those discrepancies in my damage calculations were probably because I wasn't taking into account the axe mastery skills that Sylvain had that were boosting his might and various other stats. That's probably why. Speaking of Sylvain, should I bite the bullet and just make him a new class? I don't have any other soldiers, and he actually looks kind of cool as a soldier. Yeah, I'm glad that characters do have, like, kind of unique outfits in each class. Again, that was not the case with some of the newer Fire Emblem games. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and make him a soldier. Soldier exam. You sometimes feel like your stats are drastically low compared to anyone else. At least if you're not Intellius or Valentia.
Huh, okay. No big deal, really.
Okay, these three are definitely lagging behind. I need to have them pick up the pace. And I think I'll wait to go to the marketplace until I actually see what enemies we'll be fighting. Holy Mausoleum. Let's go.